How we went from friendly neighbors to feeling like an ATM for our friends, a cautionary tale of awkward generosity gone wrong. So my husband and I, 50s, are friendly with some neighbors, 70s, and have had a relationship with them for a couple of years. This mostly consists of playing dominoes, us taking them out to eat for their birthdays, and my husband assisting them with household issues. Since we both travel for work, occasionally they will bring our garbage/recycling cans in and just check on the house. Back in May, we joined them in a nearby tourist city for the husband's 75th birthday at the behest of the wife. My husband and I each cut our work day short to meet them for drinks and then buy them dinner. We were joined for drinks by the owner of the B&B where they were staying. During the drinking, the wife let us know that they were planning to return to this same city for their anniversary in late December. They invited us to join them at the same B&B, in front of the owner, for this endeavor. We replied that we might come for one night. Fast forward 7 months and our discussions regarding joining them at the B&B have mostly centered around the weather, and that we would go on the trip if we could get up the mountain. We learned the week before that this would be 2 nights as the B&B does not rent for one night only. We decided that was fine, and luckily the weather complied so we went. Our friends arrived before we did, and took the larger/nicer of the 2 rooms. We arrived a little later and took our room without complaint. The proprietor of the B&B informed us that breakfast had been chosen for us by the other couple. They have some diet restrictions, and we don't. This made the wife mad that he said that, but the owner was correct and breakfast was delicious anyway. We spent that whole day shopping in town, and we treated them to meals and old-time photos. Never once did they thank us or mention us hosting them. On the day we were leaving, the proprietor took my husband aside and explained that the wife of the other couple had informed him that we said we would pay for one night of their lodging. Apparently, we had offered to do this 7 months earlier during the original discussion of the trip. My husband did not recall agreeing to this and neither did the proprietor, so it was very awkward. We had to leave a little earlier than our friends did, so we agreed to pay our 2 nights and one of theirs. The proprietor was very embarrassed and told us that in all his years of business he had never had this happen before. He even discounted the rates as he felt bad that we were bulldozed into paying for our friends. We enjoyed our last breakfast and our friends then thanked us for hosting them. We did not acknowledge this as it seemed very insincere and only came after she knew the bills were settled. My husband and I both realized this is the end of the relationship. We did not mind that our birthdays were never recognized or considered, and that the favors mostly went in one direction. But it felt so shady that the wife went to the owner of the B&B to make sure he got us to pay for them, and they didn't even discuss it with us beforehand. Not just entitled, but quite underhanded as well. I guess they can find some other younger couple to do their bidding for them since we will no longer be participating in the friendship. Edit. Sorry, was trying not to make the post too long and didn't make some things very clear. I may have offered to help them out when we discussed the trip back in May. That's why I was fine with paying it. What I didn't like is that in all the time we spent with them in the 7 months leading up to the trip, not one time did either of them confirm with us that we would pay for one night. Especially since both my husband and I thought the trip was one night in total. When we learned the trip was 2 nights, they still never mentioned anything about us paying for one of their nights. Not only that, the wife made sure to talk to the proprietor and not us. She made him come collect from us. The poor guy was put in a really awkward position because he didn't want to argue with a 77-year-old woman. He did not get paid twice as it was acknowledged in front of everyone that we were paying for one of their nights.